Good evening. In our news for tonight, Niue celebrates 42 years of self-government, starting with the Constitution National Show Day on Saturday, and there are also a series of events planned for the next few days. Taonga Niue is looking at preparing a photo exhibition for the 50th Niue High School Jubilee and 100 years since the gospel was introduced in Niue. The Niue Barbarians rugby tour are on island to celebrate Constitution and play 2 tests against local teams. The Constitution National Show Day at Paliasi on Saturday started off the celebrations marking 42 years of self-government. This annual event is an opportunity for local growers to showcase different agricultural crops, but this year's focus was on the varieties of bananas. Displays were set up in village categories, and the Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries team included this as part of their World Food Day program that was based on the theme, Climate is Changing, Agriculture Must Too. The judging for the village agricultural displays went to Mutalo, who have taken the title for the past few years. An additional part of the program was the inclusion of the Niue High School Jubilee, marking a milestone of 50 years since the school was established at Paliasi. Niueans travelled from Australia and New Zealand to be part of the celebrations, and the locals prepared a lot of different types of foods and drinks to keep the crowd nourished and hydrated. The Business Expo tent was very busy this year, with local businesses as well as students who have been part of entrepreneurial classes with Chamber of Commerce and Cross Power Niue. The initiative behind these classes was to teach students to budget and make a profit. What was slightly different on the National Show Day this year was a march past that had former students and alumni of Niue High School gathered in their age groups or class groups that attended Niue High School from 1966 to 2016. Some groups went the extra mile and made the effort to get uniforms and banners prepared for the marching as they marched past the officials' tent. Niue High School was presented with a trophy for the senior ducks for this year from the 1975 5 Upper Student Reunion Group who travelled from New Zealand to be part of the Jubilee celebrations. The day ended with local sports that included sika throwing, coconut relays, basket weaving and the traditional style of fire making. Constitution is also normally one of the busiest times, and government have approved public holidays that start tomorrow. The Niue Waka Association has their annual canoe races early tomorrow morning at Sir Robert's Wharf at 6:30. There will also be a competition for the 6-man outrigger canoe, New Zealand High Commissioner's team versus the Minister's team. The National Constitution flag raising ceremony will be one of the prime formal events, and that will be held at the Whalifono starting at 1 in the afternoon, and according to the official program sent out, the special guest for this year will be the Ambassador of Japan to New Zealand, Ambassador Toshihisa Takata. On Thursday morning, the Youth Council have their annual raft races at the wharf at 7. Other events that will be held include the Niue Ukulele Festival that starts on Friday afternoon at the Commercial Centre, as well as workshops over the weekend. Saturday will mark the 40th Mutalo Village Show Day. Monday is also a public holiday to commemorate 170 years since the gospel was introduced in Niue, and that will be held in Mutalo. In the evening, there will be a closing concert at Matawai for the inaugural Niue Ukulele Festival. There will be a very tight and busy schedule as the island celebrates a number of milestones this month. Taonga Niue is putting together a photo exhibition at the Niue National Museum, highlighting that will focus on 2 historical milestones this year: 170 years since the gospel was introduced in Niue and 50 years since Niue High School was established at Paliasi. The department that was established more than 10 years ago to maintain the cultural heritage of Niue has organized numerous exhibitions in the past, and according to different themes or milestones. Director of Taonga Niue, Moira Inetama, says that their office is working on finalizing the exhibition based on years of research, collecting photographs as well as adding facts and information to add light to the showcase. The expectation was to open the exhibition during the Constitution celebrations, but that is not possible at the moment with the limited photographs to display at this point in time. Taonga is hoping that they can add more value to the exhibition by getting more images from people for the overall display that will be revealed on the 3rd of November. The Auckland Barbarians team from New Zealand arrived last Friday on a brief 2-week tour to Niue and to celebrate 42 years of self-government. They're staying at the National Youth Centre and will be playing 2 games with local teams, the first one against Hakupu and Alofi later in the week.
The Barbarians already prepared when we over to Australia 2 years ago. So we've been talking about it, and when we came back to New Zealand, so we plan to come to Niue in 2016 for the Niue Constitution. And I'm very proud of our team. Oh yes, they love the Niuean food. So we got a lot of people coming over with the unga. That's oh man, they just rip into it, and yeah, they love the Niuean food. And I'm sure some of them already put on the weight. We don't know what's like the local team, what they like, because we haven't seen them. We heard about it over there, like Hakupu and Alofi, but we'll see. We'll see on the day. But I didn't say we're going to win both games, but we'll see on the day.
The first game held yesterday afternoon against Hakupu was a close one, but it was Hakupu who won a close-fought game, 13 points to 8. The Auckland Barbarians' next game will be against Alofi on Friday at the same sports ground. And that concludes our news bulletin for this evening. Do enjoy the Constitution celebrations, and we will see you again next week in our next news bulletin.